Hey, and welcome to the Philosophit Hips and Core Workout. I am Ari Weller of Philosophit, and in a moment, I am going to be coming out of this meditation mode where I am totally concentrating on the activation of my glutes to lead you on this hips and core workout. A lot of these moves can be found on our YouTube channel, Philosophit YouTube channel. So let's get ready to create some heat and activity in our core. We are going to start on our backside. 2 towels are necessary here, one underneath the head and one underneath the lumbar spine. We are going to start with some belly breathing, inhaling and shamelessly rising your belly up as you inhale, and exhale and completely blow out through your mouth as you breathe out. Inhale and exhale. I have one hand on my chest and one hand on my stomach to inform myself where I want to breathe and where I don't want to breathe. So I want to breathe to my belly. I do not want to use my upper respiratory muscles in my chest. This gets heat and core activation immediately. Core starts with breathing and diaphragm. Good. Then you're going to bring your legs to 90 degrees and your arms up towards the ceiling, and we're going to move into the contralateral dying bug with that towel firmly underneath your low back. You're going to reach your opposite arm and opposite leg away from center on a breath out. Right arm and left leg. Inhale when you come back to center. You really blow out on the way out to activate the core. The further you reach away from center, the more you need to breathe out to hold your center. Good. And again, reaching left arm, right leg on the exhale and coming back to center. Right arm and left leg, all the while not allowing that towel to lose the pressure of your low back. If someone walked by and tried to pull it out, not going to happen. Good. Take your left leg straight out with your right leg staying bent. Elbows push into the floor. Exhale as you raise a locked left leg straight up towards the ceiling. Yeah, really using that core to lift that leg up and staying flexed in your left foot or a flat foot. So you really get the stretch down the back of that leg. You can keep one leg bent, or for more advanced, you can straighten both legs out. It's just that the straight leg would be on the floor while the other one is lifting. Exhale, lifting the right leg up. Inhaling, lowering down. I like to go in sets of 4. Just to keep things simple and make this a nice short and sweet workout. I have this little mini band here that I'm going to loop around my feet to activate my deep psoas muscle. This is the lightest mini band that's available on a website called Perform Better. We're going to give you that link. You're going to reach your right leg out while you pull your left leg up, all the while, again, not allowing that towel to be pulled out from underneath you. So by holding your bent leg exactly where it is, you really activate that core on that side, or that psoas muscle on that side. I'm pushing the elbows down to activate core through my lats, letting my head and neck be relaxed. Good. Reaching the right leg out, and then coming back to center, reaching the left leg out and holding the right leg where it is, and coming back to center. Good. And coming back to center. Good. Taking that hip loop off, we are going to grab a foam roller and place it underneath your calf of one leg, the left leg here I'm going to show, and bring your right knee in towards your chest. Make sure your pillow is adjusted. Don't want to hurt your neck. Get rid of the towel underneath your low back for this one. The left leg is totally straight, toes pulling back towards your nose, and you're going to push your leg down into that foam to activate the glute and lift up, if you can, barely up off the floor, just an inch or two. The right leg being pulled into your chest is protecting your low back in this position and in this exercise. Changing. Right leg goes on top, left leg pulls in, exhale, lifting up, inhale, going down. Really keep that right leg straight so you're forcing your glute to do the lift. If you bend your right leg, you're going to feel it in an oh so not comfortable way in your right hamstring. Good. Okay, we're going to get rid of that foam roller. We've activated our glutes. We've activated our deep core in our psoas. And we're going to move into a glute bridge. again, so that touch your tush, figure out where your glutes are, drive your elbows into the ground, squeeze your butt before you ever lift up off the ground, and then raise up. You're not trying to get crazy high on this exercise. You only want to go as high as your butt will take you. I like to pre-activate or squeeze my butt before I lift up. So again, I don't activate or over-activate my hamstring muscles. Doesn't feel good when you do that. Take your right knee, bring it in towards your chest, grab underneath that knee, and then you're going to do the single leg glute bridge. Again, pre-activating your glute and then driving up off the floor. You want to keep your neck and shoulders relaxed. So the exhale would be on the lifting up, and then the inhale as you come down. Changing sides. Bringing your left knee in towards your chest, grab underneath the knee. You can grab on top, but you may want your knee joint someday for something, so why not be preventative and grab underneath the knee? So driving up on the exhale and then coming down on the inhale. Pre-squeezing the right tush before you ever lift up will save your hamstring from cramping. Good. So let's move into a different exercise now. Move the towel out of the way. Lie on your left side with your legs stacked on top of one another. Your right hand gets to serve as a kickstand here. We're going to lift up the top leg and move it forward to about 30 to 45 degrees in front of you, and touch your big toe down towards the floor as you inhale and exhale and lift up. This works the abductor muscles in the side of your hip, but because of the hip flexion, or the fact that your leg is forward, you get the TFL muscle of the hip as well. Now we're going to stack the legs two right on top of the other and lifting straight up and down here. A much easier lift because of the position of the leg directly over the other leg. Now we're going to start some circles. Circling 4 times from your hip socket in one direction, and then changing directions, pointing your big toe again slightly down towards the floor here. Good. Then knee to elbow and reach all the way out. So exhale, bring your leg forward, and then inhale and stretch your leg all the way out through the straight-legged heel, keeping your head completely relaxed on the pillow of your other arm. Good. And again, we're going to circle because it burns, and people like to burn when they do exercise, and it's safe. So 4 times one way and 4 the other way. These circular movements can burn quite a bit because you start to really activate some of that skeletal muscle inside that hip socket, which normally doesn't get activated. Let's change sides. We're going to do the same series on the other side, lengthening your legs out, resting your head, lifting your top leg up, moving it forward 30 to 45 degrees, and lifting and lowering it. Inhale down, touch the big toe to the floor, and exhale, lifting up. Good. Again, touching the toe. That slight internal rotation helps activate that TFL muscle on the side of your hip. Leg over leg, making length as you lift up and length as you lower down. This one, your foot is pointed like a ballerina. Good. And then start a series of circles. Circling in one direction 4 times and circling in the other direction 4 times. Again, everything else relaxed, trying to keep both shoulders, neck relaxed, and steady flow of breath. Bring your knee forward, come touch your elbow. Exhale. Inhale, stretch that leg long and activate your glute. In and out. Hip flexion. Hip extension. Good. And then we are circling. Good. Inhaling, circling 4 times in one direction and 4 times in the other direction. Whew, we are done with that hip work now. We're going to move right into the abdominals. You're going to line your back, arms straight up towards the ceiling, legs straight out. You're going to exhale and with straight legs, roll all the way up and over to your toes. Inhale, sit up as tall as you can, and then exhale, rolling down 1 vertebrae at a time back to the floor. The big thing to watch out here for is not to propel yourself with momentum up, but really pulling your abdominals back as you exhale and sit up. Inhale, and then exhale as you lower yourself down. Don't let your shoulders come all the way up to your ears. So I'm going to really work to keep them down and get into my core there. Exhale, and then inhale, sit up really tall, and then exhale, lowering yourself down. Let's do one more rep. Inhaling. Exhale as you begin the roll. Keep discipline. Don't use your shoulders. Don't use your neck. And exhale, reaching all the way forward. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, slowly roll yourself all the way down. Good. Next exercise, we are going to go into a forearm plank position. Right, so we do a hard style plank at Philosophy. You're going to really straighten your legs out, get onto your toes, bring your ankles together, squeeze them together, squeeze your butt, squeeze your thighs, and pull your elbows all the way back to your toes. So if you were to scan your body in some sort of CAT scan, you would see activation in your core throughout the entire time. The goal here is to get muscles to activate, not just to be able to get good at holding a plank for a long period of time. You don't want to drop your low back either. You want to lift up and hold that position, keeping your lumbar neutral. Letting your pelvis sag down to the ceiling is not a good idea. Great, let's come out of the plank and come into a bent-legged side plank, stacking your knees, your elbow, your hips, and your knees in the same alignment. Your elbow and shoulder directly on top of one another. Extend your top arm up towards the ceiling and holding this position. Get the sense that you are lifting yourself up from the bottom hip and holding and breathing here. Good. You know, when you train your core, you have to think about training it globally. Don't just train it from the front. You got to train it from the side. You got to train it from the back. Everything. Let's change sides. Again, lining up, elbow to hip to knee. One straight line. Elbow directly underneath shoulder. Raise your hips up. Take that top arm straight up. It should be in line with your bottom arm and holding this position here. If you wanted a more challenging variation, you could extend your top leg, lift it up off the ground. If you think you're super hot, you could extend both legs straight out. Of course, one of them would be on the ground. Okay, we're going to go back onto our backs for a side plank get up. Take your hands up towards the ceiling, 90 degrees with your legs. Lift your head up. You're going to come right into that side plank with that leg extended. Go right back onto your back. Rolling to your left, come all the way up, balancing, getting that alignment of elbow to knee and coming back onto your back. Again, side plank get up, right? A little bit more complicated core move here, kind of putting a few things together and up. You can notice the alignment of legs and arms, really trying to master that. That'll save your shoulders. Save your neck. Changing sides. Starting on your backside. Good. You're going to roll to your side, prop yourself on your forearm, and lift up directly into that extended side plank. Good. As you're moving, you exhale to lift up. Inhaling, going back down to the floor. You can notice that my head is staying up the entire time here. I'm trying to keep my core active as I go back onto my back. So I don't have to reactivate it every time. That'll strain your neck. And then back. Good. Not an easy move there. So let's get back into all fours here. I like to call it quadruped position. So shoulders, elbows, wrists in line, hips and knees in line, toes are tucked. Pull your core in. And then you're going to lift one hand up without moving anything else in your body. And then the other hand. So that core, when it's active, you'll see no disturbance anywhere else. Right? You're not going to tilt your hips, lifting one leg up and foot, and then the other leg and foot. Good. And then lifting the opposites, arm and leg, and reaching them out into the bird dog exercise. Exhaling, coming in. Inhaling, reaching away. But again, noticing no disturbance. My hips are not rotating off to the right. I'm keeping them stable. If there was a cup of coffee on my back, I wouldn't be getting fried by it, because it's not going to spill. Exhale forward. Inhale, reaching out. Good. And then changing sides. Lifting left hand, right leg. Exhale, reaching away. And inhale, coming back. Exhale. And inhale, extending. Good. Again, very little disturbance anywhere other than what we're working. Good. Hands are down. Good. And coming into a new exercise, we're going to grab a little prop here, a Physio ball. You can get these at Perform Better. I'll give you the link to that. You're going to come into a forearm plank position with your forearms on the ball and your legs back behind you. Now, I'm going really wide with my legs because the exercise is ball scraping. Good. You can reach forward with the ball without disturbing anything else and exhale and pull back. You can find this exercise on the Philosophy YouTube page. Exhaling forward because that's where the core really needs to be activated. And now moving into ball stirring. The wider the feet, the easier the exercise. The narrower the feet, the harder. And also really keep your chest away from the ball. Don't let yourself slump down towards the ball and hurt your neck and shoulders. I am trying to create a dent in the ball while I am circling it. Ball stirs and ball scrapes are some of the most intense stuff for your core. Good. Now we're just going to counter that with some back extension. Lifting your knees off the ground. Inhale, push your hips into the ball and extend up. Exhale, just let yourself round over the ball. Inhale, lifting up. Toes are up, heels are up, knees are off the ground. Inhale, lifting up. Just getting, again, a balancing move to some of this core work. Inhaling up, extension. Exhaling down. Good. Again, working on a Physio ball where the surface is unstable underneath you makes everything harder. Coming into a comfortable seated position, we are going to finish the same way we started. Left hand on belly, right hand on chest. Inhale shamelessly to the left hand on the belly. And then exhale through your mouth really strong, still activating your core. We're not done yet. Exhaling all the way out. So belly button out. And then belly button as far back as you possibly can. That was 18 minutes. You just worked your core and hips. Let's take a moment to be grateful for our bodies and to be able to do this work together. Not everyone has that opportunity. And let's do this again tomorrow.